Hey guys, what's up? It's Lina here with a review for Casey Undercover. Now guys, I haven't seen you guys in a really long time, about 2 to 3 weeks. I was getting a little scared, but it's just because the Disney was doing this promo thing, so I hope this get renewed. I don't know why I was off for so long, but let's get into it. This episode was about how they had to protect a prince. It's kind of like the Princess Diaries, but it was like the Prince Diaries. But let's get started. Craig was telling Ernie and Casey about the mission to protect Prince Promo Momo. And the prince is going to be staying at their house, and Ernie is going to be over at the embassy pretending to be a decoy prince. So they can keep the prince safe while his country, another country, is going to sign a peace treaty. So, let's see. I love Casey's outfit in this scene. Casey's attracted to the prince. So then, Craig noticed that she was attracted to him. You know, he's like, oh no. So then, she told Marissa about the prince and stuff. And then Marissa was like, oh, you like him, don't you? So her and Marissa's like, oh my god. So Ernie was posing as the prince. Ernie was posing as the prince. So then he was wondering how long it was, but then the guy, his like assistant guy, was like, until they attempt to assassinate you. So now Ernie's paranoid. He think all the food is poisoned, and now he's scared. So then Casey took the prince to her school because he convinced her. And then he convinced her because he think education is important, and he want every girl in this country to have an education and go to a university, because smart girls are what build strong women. And so Casey's like, oh yeah, you so smart, because then he said he loved math and she loved math too, so she said they clicked. So then Casey and the prince came back from spending the whole day together, and then they walked in and Craig was standing there. And he was looking all mad, and she was like, and we thought you was going to be the one who getting assassinated today. Because, you know, he was going to be, like, because she's going to be getting assassinated. Like, he's going to, like, kill her. He's going to, like, he's going to kill me. But not, like, in that kind of way, but, like, because she's in trouble. Yeah, you know, get it. Anyway, her outfit is amazing on that, too. Craig was mad at her. He was like, Casey Coretta Scott Cooper, what was the mission? And then she was telling him about, you know, how she didn't hide him and she was supposed to. He's like, he told her that she compromised the mission, but she was like, I really like him and I know I compromised it. And then Casey's shoes is amazing on that scene too. I'm just all about her freaking outfit right now. I'm sorry. So Craig sit the prince down, and he was like, don't even look at her, don't even talk to her. So when Casey and Marissa was talking in the kitchen, Casey was telling Marissa about how they had froyo, and he said that his people must have this froyo in his country, so he bought the company and named it Froyo Momo. And then she said something to the prince, and he was like, the prince was just ignoring her. And then so Marissa figured out maybe Casey should dress more like a queen. So then she was like, you need to change up your look. MC androgynous, lady blah blah, and yawn say. Get it? Yeah. But that's the first time they say androgynous on Disney, I think. But Casey went into the room where the prince was staying, and she was wearing a royal dress, but she was like, isn't this what they wear nowadays in your country? And she was like, yeah, 100 years ago, you like my great grandmother. So then he told her that he did like her, but her dad Craig threatened him to stay away from her. So then she was like mad. So then when he walked in, she was like, Craig George Washington Carver Cooper Jr., what did I tell you? What do you think, making the prince stay away from me? And then he was pretending, then he was like, I had to. Then she was like, this is a bad time for your mom to be gone, because Judy and Kira was absent in this episode because they was on a mission. So then Craig had to pretend to be Kira. And it was funny. He's like, nah. And he's like, okay. He's like, nah. It was funny. It was pretty cool. I thought that was funny. I thought that was like a really funny moment. And she's like, okay, Jesus. So then Casey wanted to date the prince, but then Craig said was like, okay, but you can only watch a movie in the house. So then Casey and the prince was watching a movie, and then the prince put his arm over, and then Craig snatched it back, and then she's like, ugh. So then Craig got a call from Ernie, and then Ernie was like, he overheard when he was on the other throne, which was the toilet, that somebody was about to assassinate the prince that night. So then Craig went to the embassy. So then the lights shut down, and then and the prince was like, oh, I didn't know you knew you was smooth move like this. Then she was like, we under attack. So then she like threw him over the couch, and she went over, and then he was like, you sure? And then she shot the pillow, and she's like, yeah, I'm sure. And then Casey was telling the prince to stay down, and she ran to go get her night vision goggles, and he was like, you bring goggles to a date? And she was like, you brought lip balm, and it's more than likely I'm gonna need this, then you need that. And then Craig and Ernie was at the embassy, and he was going on about how Casey and the prince about how they was together and stuff. Then Ernie was like, I'm hungry, because he haven't eaten in 2 days because he thought the food was poisoned this whole time. So then Craig was opening a piece of gum, and then Ernie was looking, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. So then Craig was asking where was the prince's assistant. And then Ernie was like, he left. He had to take care of business. So Craig figured out that the assistant guy was going to go, because he knew where the prince was hiding out at. So that's what he was going to do. So it was a shoot in the kitchen. So Casey used her bracelet thing and was shooting him and stuff. But then she ran out of bullets. Like zap bullets or whatever, and then she started kicking him in front of him at first. Then she was like, oh, what'd you eat for breakfast? Concrete? But then she finally got him, and she kicked him, and she rolled him out and threw him into the door. So then the prince was like, I don't know how I could thank you. So then he was about to kiss her on the cheek. The lights came back on, and Craig walked in. He was like, hold there, Mick kissy lips. And she's like, we got the killer. And he was like, I'm talking about him. And then they revealed the person, and it kind of reminded me like Scooby-Doo when they would reveal people. They're like, Mr. Lana. That's what it reminded me of. But anyway, it was his assistant, and he was like, how can you do this to our country? And then he was like, this is not my country. He was like, Zimbabwe is my country. It was the country that they was going against the war. I was trying to sign a peace treaty. Then he was like, there will never be peace. And Casey chopped his neck, and she was like, peace out. And then so the prince was at the signing of the peace treaty, and he signed it. And then he said he was like, I wouldn't be able to do this for somebody that put their life on the line for me. Then Ernie was like, oh, stop. And he's like, it's someone as beautiful and gorgeous as that person. He's like, oh, stop. He's so sweet. And then they were just looking, but he was talking about Casey. Casey's outfit was amazing. It was like chic, casual chic. Oh, so cute. I need these clothes. Anyway, so then I had down, she looked so slay amazing. That's what I had down. He put his crown on her head, and then he kissed her on the cheek. So then, cause she was like, this can't be, we're not gonna let this be a goodbye. And she was like, well, maybe again, somebody might attempt to assassinate you, and I can just protect you again. And he was like, I hope so. And then, so Craig and Kira, they was eating froyo, and he was like, I think you can handle yourself on a date. And he was like, is this you talking or is this mom talking? And he was like, well, you handle yourself with the bad guys. He was like, why not? So then he was like, just one question. Did he kiss you? Then she was like, Dad. And then so she ran to her. She's like, did he kiss you? Did he kiss you? Did he kiss you? He's like, he did, didn't he? And that was the end. That was the end of episode, guys. Kira and Judy were absent. Trinitee Stokes and Tammy Townsend, they was both absent from this episode. But I thought this episode was funny. I was laughing to it. And I thought this is a good episode. I like all the clothes that's in there. It kind of looked like Casey wears the same clothes all the time, so I just hoping like maybe change it up a little bit more, just change up a little bit. But this episode was good. Like, share, subscribe, and comment to this video. Send it to everybody you know. Send it to everybody from the Casey Undercover cast in this box right here on the side of me. Right here on the side of me. Thanks for watching these review, guys. I think we got like 2 or 3 more episodes to go. But I hope this get renewed for season 2. And I hope I'm on it for season 2. But you never know. Bye.